guys, welcome to this episode of History Saver 1941. Thank you for tuning in, and as you can tell, I've got a lot of junk in front of me. And basically what I wanted to do is give you an update of just some of the war room. We've added a lot of things in here, and we will be taking you on another tour of the war room coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that video. But this month we have loaded up, and it's just the start of February, and as you can tell, we have put a lot into our impression and this war room. What you see before me is all the things and items that we have gained over the month. We're going to go ahead and start going through these a little bit. I'll tell you where they come from and how you can get these as well if you're looking to gain some reenacting stuff such as uniforms, personal items, things of that nature, especially if you're a World War II reenactor looking to get into the hobby. A lot of people ask the question, where do you get your stuff? Well, this video will help you. First off, let's go for a small item. This is a World War II Jeep cap. This is from What Price Glory, and it's an awesome Jeep cap. This is a large, and it is very comfortable, very high quality, and you can't go wrong with this thing. So we added that in this month as well. We have our M41 jacket from At the Front, and this thing is very high quality. It is very slick, and it is very historically accurate. Inside you have a wool lining, which will be hot for those summer events, so you may want to look at getting a different jacket that's a little bit cooler if you're going to be in hot weather a lot, which we go to a lot of cold weather events as well, so we need something to keep us warm. This jacket was seen not only in the Army but also in the Marine Corps, and this jacket will be receiving some Big Red 1 patches here pretty soon on the left shoulder. And if you're in that situation where you need to put some patches on your uniform, a lot of people don't know exactly how they're supposed to be put on. Well, they go on a left sleeve of your M41 jacket as well as your wool shirt, and they are on the left sleeve down from the shoulder seam about ½ an inch to an inch. Now, those can be hand sewn, and I highly suggest hand sewing your division patches because to me it just gives it a look. Soldiers would have sewn these things in the field. At certain parts of the war you wouldn't have seen any division patches on either the jacket or the wool shirts, but I keep mine on, and when the U.S. Army landed in Normandy, everyone had division patches on their sleeve of their jackets and shirts. So I just keep mine on instead of sewing it on and taking it off. I don't really want to do that. So I just keep mine on, and it's no big deal. But there you go. If you need to sew patches, divisional patches on ½ an inch to an inch below the left shoulder seam, and that is a rough estimate. And as well, you can stitch them on by hand. These things were stitched so many different ways because soldiers stitched them in the field a lot of times. So does the pattern of the stitch matter? No. Regardless of what people tell you, the pattern of the stitch doesn't really matter, but it is according to what time frame of the war that you are portraying. So we got our M41 jacket here. We'll set that to the side. We have some U.S. Army HPT trousers. These also come from At the Front, and these go over your wool trousers. They're made to pull over your wool pants, and they are basically your combat trousers. Sometimes you wouldn't have seen these, sometimes you wouldn't have. This is the light shade of the HPTs, and that is the shade I wanted to go for because it really works for all time frames during World War II. Moving on, we have our wool trousers themselves. These are from What Price Glory. They're very high quality wool trousers, very period correct. There are the mustard wools that are listed on their site, and these things are so comfortable. And I highly suggest if you're a reenactor or getting into the hobby, pick up a set of these from What Price Glory. We have the wool shirt as well that matches these, but it's not here. It's actually getting some divisional patches sewn on the sleeves, as well as the rank is sitting here from a buddy of mine. And he just is a better sewer than I am, so when he has an opportunity to sew it for me, I give it to him. Now, we also have a very old bowl. What's so special about this bowl? It has no markings on the bottom or anywhere else, but I found this in an antique shop. I paid $2 for this. And what this will serve as is as a wash basin for in the mornings. You need something to shave, wash your face in, this is perfect, and it's period correct. So get yourself one of these. I highly suggest it. And if you want to get into World War II reenacting, or if you're just getting into World War II reenacting, even if you're a seasoned World War II reenactor, do things historically accurate. It's pretty cool being able to shave the exact same way they did in the mornings. A lot of guys use their helmets. I do that as well sometimes, but I also have this wash basin just because if it's in a situation where we're indoors, this comes a little more handy. Okay. We also have a trouser belt from What Price Glory. This is a U.S. Army trouser belt made to fit the wool set that they sell, the mustard wools. The pants that I just showed you is part of that uniform, and the belt come with it. Very high quality belt, and it's got the black buckle on. Now, we also have a very neat piece. This is an original World War II U.S. Army pup tent. And I'm scared to even unravel this thing, but I know for a fact this tent has no holes, no rips. I've seen the tent before I bought it. A friend of mine had it, and this thing is very, very, very cool. I mean, just awesome. This is my favorite pup tent that I've ever had. It's got all the poles with it, all the stakes with it. The stakes are orange, but we're going to be replacing those with the correct wooden period stakes. And it's also got the ropes, and you can see both shelter halves are just rolled into one. These tents would have been carried in shelter halves. One man will have one side, the other will have the other side. And that way when they stop, it lightens the load on the soldier, and they just button them together, and there you go. It's a two-man tent. So we're going to set this big mama to the side. And since we're on the tent issue, we're going to show you these. These are 3 original World War II pup tent candles. These things are awesome. They are unused and original, and I don't know what they're made of, to be honest with you, but it looks like gel, but it's not. And it's just very cool to have these, and especially to match the pup tent. So we will be using these, and you can these are easy to find. You can find these with no problem on eBay or anywhere else. You can find reproductions of these. So I'm not too worried about using these. Because we can replace them. Originals are floating around everywhere. So don't get your comments in the dither with me saying you're going to use original pup tent candles. Well, yes I am, because you can find them fairly easily. Okay. We also have something else very cool we got this month. This comes from my good buddy Jack. You saw in the last video or two ago on my channel when we were doing the Carlisle First Aid Kit. I traded him a World War II footlocker for this thing. This is a very cool 1928 U.S. Army haversack. They were not popular with the U.S. Army. They were very hard to get into, hard to put stuff in. They couldn't really hold a lot, and they were just a pain in the butt. But the cool thing about this haversack is, even though it has the reproduction meat can pouch on the top, which is where your mess kit would have went, as well as your utensils, the rest of it is original. And the reason why it's in 2 colors, you see khaki, you see green. Now, Britain owed a debt to the United States during the war. In order to pay that debt back, the U.S. worked out a deal where Britain would make field gear. Now, as the OD green transitioned between one color and the next, this pack was assembled using the leftover khaki color combined with the olive green color, which gives this pack its name, a 1928 U.S. Army transitional haversack. And it is British made, and it is actually stamped on the inside flap right here, which you're not going to be able to see because it's so faded, but it is stamped 1944 British made. And this pack is very cool. It is a gem to my collection and for the war room, and this will be on display in here rather than used in the field. So very cool to have this, and it's also got US stamp right here, but it's faded out. You're not going to see that on camera more than likely. But this thing's very neat, and I'm very excited to have this in my collection. And not to mention, all the straps are here. And buckles, which is very uncommon. Okay, next up, I'm going to come to my shaving kit. Now, you've seen a shaving kit like this before on my channel when I was going over personal items. This is a different shaving kit. This is a brand new one, which I have made a secondary shaving kit from. And you can see we have a wooden handled toothbrush, which is period correct. You also have plastic toothbrushes you can get. We have a mirror, a very useful mirror. This is a shaving mirror, and it's from Hessian, and it comes with a handle. You can hang this thing upside down, set it up like that, do whatever, and it's very useful and compact. We also have some reproduction hand towels for the German Army. If we need these, if we're doing our German depression, we have them. I'll also be using this for my US shaving kit as well. So I'll be using this for both. There's no reason to have two different ones. This razor is a modern razor. This is not an original. Now, if you're a World War II reenactor, living historian, getting into the hobby, I highly suggest going to Walmart, picking up a Vanderhagen razor. This is what it looks like, and it is period correct. It opens up with the wings on the top. You drop your blade in, and it's a brand new razor. I don't want to use an original razor for a multitude of reasons. One, I don't want to break it. Two, I don't want to mess it up, hence breaking it. Three, I'm just kind of weird with shaving with an original razor. It freaks me out a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. Find that stupid if you want, but hey, that's just me. But this is totally period correct, and it works great. We also stuck a tube of modern Marvis toothpaste inside of this. This toothpaste looks like original World War II toothpaste. It comes in a metal container and the little lid at the top. Now, granted, the toothpaste during World War II was bigger, but this is compact. This is something you could very easily conceal in your shaving kit, and it's still pretty much time period correct to a point. So get yourself one of these, even though they're not 100% period correct. I know you got to be a little farby sometimes, and I don't play when it comes around to toothpaste. Also, get yourself a shaving brush. We have our shaving soap in another tin that we keep. And we also have some shaving soap here, which I'm not going to take out because it's too hard to get back in. And I do keep a backup shaving brush in this kit as well. And even though it's not totally 100% period correct, it is close. At least you're not sitting out there with a Bic razor going at your face. And that's the most important thing. Sometimes when you use modern stuff, at least make it look period correct. Make it look like you know what you're doing. And if you're going to drink Coca-Cola, put it in a freaking cup or a canteen or something, a canteen cup. Don't drink it out of a bottle unless it's a glass bottle. Period glass bottle, you can get away with that one. Okay, moving on. We have another 1928 haversack. This is the one we will be using in the field. And this is from At the Front. This is At the Front's 1928 haversack. I'm not going to do the straps just because I don't want to put them all back together. But it comes with the diaper, which is the bottom portion of the pack that has US stamped on it. That helps keep all of your stuff inside. And it also comes with a meat can pouch here. This is a very awesome pack to get if you're new to the hobby. At the Front, At the Front, At the Front. Now this is a JQMD pack 1943, which just simply means it's not US made. You can get US made packs at atthefront.com, and I highly suggest those, but these packs are just as good and they will work just fine. So if you want to get a JQMD pack, they're a little bit cheaper and they will work. Okay guys, well, we have nothing else right now that we have gotten this month, which I know that was a lot of stuff to go through. And guys, I want to thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And also, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Smokey. Smokey does a lot of ration reviews here on the channel, so go check him out. He actually has a new show on the History Channel that is premiering on March 11th called Eating History. Go check that show out as well, and give him some support and love, and go subscribe to him here on YouTube. So for now, that's going to be it. You guys stay safe and keep preserving history. Until next time, this is History Saver 1941. We'll see you on the next one.